Hi everyone, it's Shona Gates from the Barossa Valley in South Australia, and I thought I would take a few minutes out of my day today to really tell you my Herbalife journey. Um, a lot of people, I can kind of tell them my results really quickly, and you bump into them down the street and they're like, you're looking amazing, and you just kind of, you can give that short story. So I was hoping today to just give a couple of extra minutes to really break it down and I guess share with you the journey that I've been on over the last 18 months. It's almost 2 years. So back before Herbalife, I obviously I battled an eating disorder as a teenager. I had some really skewed perceptions of my body and how to be fit and healthy, and that left me in a really dark place and had a really, really awful relationship with food for a long time. And then at 19, my husband and I found out we were pregnant with our son Eric, which was super exciting. And I very much took that as a literal excuse to eat for two. It was the first time in my life I didn't feel like I had to restrict what I was eating. I could use the baby's craving cheesecake at 9 a.m. in the morning. I could eat, and it was okay to get fat, right? Because you're getting pregnant. So yeah, I took the eating for two thing very literally. I gained a lot of weight during my pregnancy, and I think because it kind of crept on over the 9 months, I didn't realize it. I kind of just went, oh, I'm pregnant. Meant to get really big, meant to waddle around and, be so uncomfortable. It was just the most awful pregnancy ever. It was truly awful. So I had my son, and because we weren't in a very great financial place, like my husband was still finishing his apprenticeship. So he was making about $300 a week, and our mortgage is $325. So we had no money. We were in a really, really bad place. So I just would walk everywhere. I would walk with the pram with Eric all the way down to the shops. I would just walk everywhere. Every time I had to go anywhere, I just walked with the pram. And I thought I was eating pretty well. And you know what? I still didn't really lose the weight. So when Eric was about 6 months old, Aaron had finished his apprenticeship and was on a slightly better pay. So I got a membership at a gym. I worked out 6 days a week for at least 2 hours a day. I was super clean eating. I literally ate like chicken and broccoli for I think a year straight. Like so strict on myself, and I managed to shift about 7 kilos, and that was in the lead up to our wedding, and we wanted to have another baby. So it took me a long time to lose a little bit of weight, and yeah, like I was slogging it at the gym every single day, and it wasn't fun at all. I was really, really upset. So when I found out I was pregnant with Holly again, I definitely wanted a more healthy pregnancy, but I also indulged as well. So I practiced yoga daily with my second pregnancy. I really watched what I ate. I actually went on light and easy for a bit while I was pregnant as well, which I'm not sure was such a great idea. But anyway, so after Holly was born, it was about 8 weeks and I was really ready to get back into exercise. My body didn't feel good. I was having a lot of digestive problems, just my entire life revolved around public toilets. And when you've got he was 2.5 then, 2.5-year-old autistic boy and a brand new baby, the last thing you want to be doing is trying to get some food shopping done and then just have to leave everything, grab your kids and run to the toilet. Like it was a pretty awful way to live. I felt like I couldn't really leave the house. My confidence was just so low. So when Holly was about 6 months, my friend Tanae, love you Tanae, was posting all these pictures on Facebook that she lost a little bit of weight and she just looked amazing. Like she just was glowing. And I knew Tanae had obviously suffered some of the things I had as a teenager. And I also knew that she was studying medicine, that she wanted to become a doctor. I knew that was what she was doing. So eventually after a few months I caved and I asked her, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You look amazing. She told me. I was so excited. I was like, yes, yep, this sounds exactly what I need. She was saying how it helped with her reflux and, her body just felt really good after all the trauma she'd put it through as a teenager. I'm just like, yeah, this is what I need. She told me the price and I freaked out. And I basically told her to like, whoa, you're crazy. Don't try and sell me this stuff. Like it was expensive for we had no money, right? We had no money. So I'm like, I'm just going to eat really well and exercise lots. And you know what? I did that for 3 months. I clean eat. I was working out at least twice a day at home, taking the kids for walks, and I put on weight and I felt worse. So we still had no money. I still couldn't afford to get started. But it got to the point where my husband was away in Sydney for work and he was having a great time and he was out at all these dinners and everything and I was at home fat and miserable, overweight, I had headaches every single day for about 6 months. I felt like I couldn't leave the house. I had wanted to take the kids down. There was like a local fair down at the Oval, and I had to make sure my mum was available to come with me. And I spent half of that day, in the toilet at this event when I should have been able to play and enjoy it with my kids. So that was my last straw. I was so upset when I got home that night. I called Tanae and I said, just put me on the cheapest pack. I need to get started. I put it on the credit card. And when Aaron got home later, I'll tell you about that. But I waited, I got my program, I got started. I was so excited. I was so ready for a change that it didn't taste great when I started. My taste buds, I think, was so desensitized from all the coffee and the Coke I was drinking. I've been drinking at least 2 liters of Coke some days just to cope with the migraines and get through. I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, no wonder your body didn't like you, Shona. Look what you put into it. But I would not eat all day. I would just be so busy with the kids and I'd have this headache and I'd just be trying to survive, and caffeine. And then like 4 or 5 o'clock before I cook the kids dinner, I just binge eat on like everything, the entire kitchen. So it was a really, really unhealthy cycle. So when she said, and I've done every single diet you can possibly imagine. Put any diet in the comments here and I bet you I've tried it. All the pills, all the other shakes, all the mail-in products, all the buy the ebook ones, all the salad, the kale, the raw, the fasting ones. I've done it all. I've done not eating for 2 years. Like, trust me, I've tried it all. So I was quite skeptical, but I was ready for a change. I was just at that point where my body hated me, and I needed to do something. So I got started. I had my first shake. It did not taste great, but I just kept going through. Day one, I still had 2 glasses of Coke, or Pepsi. I can't remember what it was. The first day, and the second day I had 1 glass, and then the third day I had none. Like, by the end of the day, I was like, oh, I didn't have any today. And that was a huge shock for me. Like a total, wow, I can't believe I got through a whole day without having any caffeine. Like, that was just crazy. It was also around day 3 that I had the same thing. I was like, well, I haven't had any issues today. Like, I didn't have any of those moments where I'm like, I have to go. I have to go to the toilet. My stomach wasn't hurting. I wasn't in that pain. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. So I was having 2 shakes a day. I was on a really, really basic program. And in the first week, individual results may vary, and these results are not typical, but in the first week, I lost about 6 kilos just because I think it was such a massive lifestyle change. I didn't go through a bit of a detox. I was a bit hungry the first 3 days, but I didn't get any headaches or any lethargicness or anything like that. My energy shot through the roof, but I think that's because my body because I've been treating it so badly with so much caffeine and stuff, and I've been having headaches every single day, that by day 3, I didn't have a headache. I didn't want the caffeine. I didn't have any digestive issues. And I think my body was just so ready to accept good nutrients. It was just so ready. So I didn't get any detox that time. I did later get a detox after Christmas later in the year, and that was awful headaches, lethargicness, and just feeling blah and tired for about 3 days. So if you're going through a detox on your start of your program, it's totally normal. I didn't get it when I first started. I lost 6 kilos in my first week. My husband got back from Sydney, and like first thing through the door, he was like, what's this on the credit card? Like straight away, like, I go away, you spend money. And I was like, oh, I've started this Herbalife thing, and I showed him the shakes, and he was so angry. He's like, oh, shakes, this isn't going to work. It's like everything else you've tried. Typical negative husband thing. But then it was about 2 hours later, and I showed him how loose my dress was that had previously been like suffocatingly tight. And he's like, oh, how much weight have you lost? And I told him. And then it was like the next morning, he just came up to me and he's like, look, I don't care how much this shit costs. You are on it forever. You are so much happier. And this is the first day I've seen you ever, like in years, wake up without having a headache. And he's like, I don't care how much this costs. You're on it forever. And we were in. I was totally in. There was no way I was going back to how I was before. I just felt so incredible. I've now gone on to lose over 25 kilos. The majority of that I lost within the first 6 months. obviously individual results may vary. So yeah, 25 kilos, 120 centimeters, and I've gone from a size 18 down to a size 10 to 12. So I'm super happy. I have amazing energy. I can't even tell you the last time I had a headache. I honestly don't remember. And you won't even find Coke or coffee or anything like that in my house. Only some herbal green tea, which I drink all the time. Our lifestyle has completely changed. Our family's eating habits have completely changed. My husband eventually got on the programs and lost about 16 kilos as well, and now he is like getting shredded. He's got these abs and these muscles, and I'm like, oh my God. So our life has just completely changed. Our kids are so happy and healthy. They just think it's totally normal to come and exercise with mommy and daddy 3 or 4 nights a week. They come to fit clubs. They have their shakes. You know, they have so much fruits and vegetables. They don't really know what juice is or fizzy drink and stuff. They make really healthy choices. And Eric, especially, I mentioned earlier, he's autistic. So a lot of autistic kids prefer to only eat a certain type of texture and flavor of food. And that's certainly what Eric was beforehand. It was like bread, yogurt, pasta, like it was all the white foods. So not the good foods, like all the really starchy carbohydrates, they weren't good for him. Whereas now he loves chicken and broccoli. He always asks for fish and salad. Like he's this little 5-year-old with this incredible taste repertoire. And my daughter Holly's the same now as well. She's a Herbie baby. I was actually 9 months. She was 9 months old, and I was still breastfeeding when I started on Herbalife. And obviously, we always advise that you check with your doctor, but I started on the program because my coach was studying to be a doctor, and I said, you know, is this safe for pregnant and breastfeeding? And she said, yep, it's all good. It checked out, and I had amazing results. Fantastic milk supply right up until 18 months when I actually chose to stop breastfeeding Holly, even though she wasn't too impressed about that. Amazing milk supply. And yeah, I still managed to lose 25 kilos while breastfeeding using these products. I don't ever have a day where I feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm missing out on food. I still eat, you know, 1 amazing, delicious meal and 2 really yummy snacks every single day. And I never feel like I'm missing out on anything. My shakes are delicious. I love waking up and going like, oh, what shake am I going to make today? I'm going to make mango ice cream. Am I going to do cookies and cream? Or, you know, a salted caramel latte shake. Like I don't ever feel like I'm missing out. It fits in really well with our family because my husband and I just have shakes for breakfast and lunch, which is great because we are such busy people. We're just on the go. Like it's fast and quick. I can do it on the way to drop the kids after school. It's so easy. And then at night, we still have our meal and our dinner as a family. We just make healthier choices about it. We get to all sit down together and still have that. It's not like I'm making one meal for them and I'm stuck eating like this boring little salad like some of the other programs I've tried. So that's a little bit of my story. I'm now going to enter the second phase of my journey, which is about toning up, putting on some lean muscle mass and dropping that body fat percent. So that'll be really exciting, and I can't wait to update you on that. If you want to check out my before and after photos, head over to my Instagram and check it out. I'll put the link in the comments, or my Facebook. I'd love to be Facebook friends with you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you've heard about Herbalife before and you've spoken to another coach, obviously go back and ask them, you know, maybe you just want to get started on a trial pack and see how you go for a few days. But if you haven't spoken to anyone and you're just a bit curious about Herbalife, I'll leave my email in the comments as well. Please feel free to click me an email. I'd love to help you out and, you know, share a bit more of my story with you. So love to hear and know what your goals are. And likewise, if you have a similar Herbalife story, please share it in the comments below. It'd be really fun to find out more about you. So I hope that helps. It's been a really amazing journey coming up to 2 years on the products. I will be on these products every single day for the rest of my life. I love how they make me feel and the energy and the glow that I finally have back. So have a great day.